Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. Grab a block, have your block nearby. If you don't want a block, don't feel like you have to. And then come to a seat on your mat and lay yourself back and stretch your legs long. We'll begin in the same pose that we end in, but that doesn't mean we're going to be doing Savasana right now. So once you get on the ground and you're stretching out long, point your toes, make yourself really long, raise your hands above your head and stretch your arms out really wide. Margot.
I know.
And
Don't tickle me.
okay. And then take your hands and walk them above your head off to the left-hand side. And so you're just sort of stretching the right-hand side of your body as you lie on the mat. And we're all going to be stretching off to the left at different degrees, and there's no wrong or right amount. But I would say that since we're just getting started, don't push to the edge of your envelope. Just get yourself sort of in that middle zone and pull your toes back toward your knees now and spread your toes really wide. Good job. Move your hands to the center and then begin to walk your hands above your head off to the right-hand side. Maybe even scoot your hips a little bit to the left. Make a banana shape. Bananas for breakfast. Experiment. Maybe you can take your left hand and stretch it just a little bit longer than your right hand. And that will encourage movement on the left side of your body. Good job. Bring yourself back to neutral. Bend your knees and put your feet on the mat. Bring your hands down to your side. Straighten your right leg and move it up toward the ceiling. Pull your right toes back toward your knee. If you want, then take your hands and grab toward your shin or your knee or your ankle, or maybe one or two of us on our toes, and pull your foot sort of towards your face, but we're going for a small movement here. We're not going for the big stretch and the torn hamstring and the never practice yoga again because we hurt ourselves. Just go for a moderate stretch. Listen to your own body. Especially today's class, use your own body as your guide. Make your practice look different than what Margot and I might suggest by following what your body's telling you to do. Bend your right knee and put your right foot back on the mat. Straighten your left leg up toward the ceiling. Pull your left toes back toward your knee. Maybe give them some space. Spread your toes. Some people call this toe thing that we keep on talking about yogi toes. So give yourself some yogi toes. Reach your hands up to your left leg. Maybe you only get to the knee. That's good. Or maybe to the calf, or maybe wherever works for you. Pull that leg just a little bit toward your face. Again, listening to your body. Let your body be the guide, and therefore your practice doesn't look like anyone else's, it looks like yours. Awesome job. Bend your left foot and put it back on the ground, left knee. Push into both of your feet, look for a block, and put the block under your hip bones, under your sacrum actually. Move your palms so that they're facing upward, and then lift your legs up toward the ceiling. This is legs up the wall pose. So I mentioned this before, if this is not super accessible or it seems to require a lot of strength for you to stay in this position, move the block either higher on your spine or lower on your spine, just by small amounts, like quarter-inch movements. But see if you can find a spot so that the block is actually supporting you and you can hold your feet above your head. And if you know this is just not the pose for you, just don't do it. You can do so many things. Even just stay with bent knees and feet on the mat. Good job. Bend your knees now and put your feet on the mat. Push into your feet, lift your hips up, pull the block out of the way. Grab a hold of the front of your knees and pull them towards your chest. And pull your toes back toward your knees again. Lift your head and your shoulders up and move your head toward your knees. You can kiss your knees, or maybe I can't get that close to my knees, so that's not going to happen. Good job. And then let your head and shoulders back down. Move your knees apart a little bit. Reach your fingers in between your knees, and then grab a hold of your shins or your ankles or the arches of your feet or the outside of your feet. Today I'm going to grab the outside of my feet. And keep your legs a little bit straighter so that they're maybe 90 degrees. And the bottoms of your feet are just reaching up to the ceiling. Pull your feet down and push up while your hands are holding for resistance. Happy baby pose. I guess you knew this was happy baby pose, but that's what it is. Good job. Let go of your feet. Bring your knees to more of a bent position. With your knees about 6 inches apart, maybe a foot apart, make a fist with both of your hands and put them in between your knees, and then squeeze your knees into your two fists. So that's kind of a resistance. And then open your hands, move them to the outside of your knees, push your knees to the outside and hold your knees inward with the palms of your hands. Let's do that one more time for each of them. Two fists again, side by side, in between your knees. Squeeze your knees together, do an isometric squeeze. Some of you might actually get a little pop in your pelvis, and that's a really nice release. Then with open hands, move them to the outside of your knees. Push your knees into your hands. Good job. Then bring your hands back to the front of your knees and begin to slightly straighten your feet and rock yourself back and forth. So you're just rocking forward and backward on your mat. Maybe you know that doesn't work. We're headed toward the tabletop position. So if you want, you can just casually move yourself in such a way that you can come to a tabletop. You don't have to be fancy with this. Your hands now are right underneath your shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. Point your toes, sink your belly down, lift your head up, and inhale, cow pose. Exhale, push the middle of your back up toward the ceiling, let your head drop down. Good job. That's cat pose. Inhale back to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. And exhale back to cat. Let's do one of Margot's versions. Inhale, cow pose. As you exhale, push the middle of your back upward and then sink your hips down toward your heels. Any amount. You might not get very close to them, or you might get right on top. Inhale, come back to cow pose one more time. And as you exhale, tuck your toes under, move your palms an inch or two forward, lift your knees off the mat. We're moving toward downward facing dog, but our knees are bent right now. It's kind of like a crouching tiger type of pose. And then slowly begin to push your hands away from your shoulders. Let your gaze be in between your feet, and then let your heels move toward the mat as you begin to straighten your knees. You can maybe not get all the way to straight knees, and that would be just fine. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale out your mouth. Bring it in through your nose. Exhale it out your mouth. One more breath like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. As you exhale, walk your feet very slowly. First sort of movement to the top of your mat. Move your feet forward to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift your hands, move to your shins. Gaze is still down at the mat. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, push into your feet, raise your hands above your head. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart center. Good job. With your hands at heart center, move your thumbs down your sternum just a bit so that your forearms are parallel with the floor. Take your shoulder heads and lift them up to your ears and then push them backward. And then with your hands, re-energize pushing them together. And this pose visually, when you look at it, when somebody else is doing it, it looks like a casual, just sort of hanging out pose. But in reality, it's actually an energetic pose where you're pushing hard with your hands and you're pulling back with your shoulders. Drop your hands down to your side. Inhale, raise your hands above your head. Maybe gaze up to your hands. Exhale, bend forward at the waist. Hands move through heart center, standing forward fold. Bend your knees any amount and spider fingertips with your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Your hands move to your shins. Exhale, standing forward fold. Push into your feet, raise your hands above your head. Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart center. Drop your hands down to your side. Good job. Inhale, raise your hands upward again. Exhale, standing forward fold. Bend forward at the waist. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step both feet back. High plank or tabletop pose. So if you are in a high plank pose, you're in a belly down core strengthening pose, right? But you can also pay attention to the details here. So take the back of your head and move it up just a bit and keep your gaze down at the mat. Try to avoid gazing forward and shortening the back of your neck. Try to gaze just a few inches in front of your hands with your chin just slightly tucked in and your head definitely on top of your shoulders. Bring a breath in through your nose. Exhale, keep your elbows close to your body and lower down to the mat. Point your toes, inhale, cobra pose. Your head and your shoulder move upward. Start off with a small cobra and then get larger. Exhale, lower yourself down. Inhale, cobra pose. Not too big, small cobra. Exhale, lower down. And the last one, inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, lower yourself to the mat. Tuck your toes under, come through tabletop, if it works for you, or high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. As you exhale, walk or jump your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, standing forward fold. Let your head hang. Inhale, push into your feet, raise your hands above your head. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart center. Energetic pose. Drop your hands down to your side. Inhale, raise your hands upward again. Exhale, bend forward at the waist, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step both feet back, high plank pose. Take an inhale in your high plank. Exhale, lower to the mat, elbows closed. Point your toes. Inhale, cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes under, come to tabletop, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Land on the bed now. Inhale your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, bring your knee up to your nose. Inhale, raise your leg up and back behind you. Inhale, bring your knee to your nose. One more time. Inhale, up and back behind you. Exhale, step your right foot right behind your right hand. Lower your left knee to the mat. Bring your torso up vertical. Inhale, raise your hands above your head. Exhale, bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Keep your left palm on the mat. Inhale your right arm up toward the ceiling, easy twist. Exhale, both hands on either side of your knee now, your foot. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale, lower to the mat. Point your toes. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, lower back down. Tuck your toes under, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you. See if you can, when you're doing this, see if you can lower your right heel down to the mat. Exhale, knee to your nose. Your heel will come up when you bring knee to nose. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Inhale, up and back behind you. Exhale, bring your knee up to your nose. All right, inhale, your left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, your left foot moves up toward your left hand. Drop your right knee to the mat. Bring your torso vertical. Inhale, raise your hands above your head. Exhale, bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Keep your right palm on the mat. Inhale, your left palm up and back behind you. Left hand up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your left hand down. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Inhale in a high plank. Exhale, lower to the mat. Point your toes, inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Tuck your toes under, come through high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale your right leg up and back again. Exhale, knee to your nose, and then step your right foot up to your right hand. Left knee moves down again. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Left palm stays down. Right hand goes to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your hand down. Step your right foot back to meet your left. And exhale, just move to downward facing dog. We're trying not to wear ourselves out with Vinyasas. Inhale, left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, bring your left knee to your nose. Inhale, raise it back up behind you. Exhale, left foot up to your left hand. Bring your right knee down to the mat. Inhale, raise your hands above your head. Exhale, bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Your right palm stays down. Left arm goes up to the ceiling. Exhale, lower it down. Step your left foot back to meet your right. And exhale, downward facing dog. Just come to downward facing dog. Bring an inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, let it all out. One more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, bring your right foot up to your right hand. Keep your left knee up this time. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Your front knee is bent, your back heel's up. Your hips are squared to the front. Inhale, raise your hands above your head. Exhale, sweep your right hand behind you and your left hand in front of you. It's just a vertical twist and high crescent lunge. Inhale, raise your hands above your head. Exhale, bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Step your right foot back to meet your left. In high plank, take an inhale breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just push back. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you. Exhale your left foot up to your left hand. Good job. Push yourself up to high crescent lunge. Your back knee stays vertical. Inhale your hands above your head. Exhale, bring your left hand backward and your right hand forward. Easy twist in a crescent lunge. Inhale, raise both hands upward. Exhale, bring your hands down, frame your front foot. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Take an inhale breath here. This time lower to the mat. Clasp your hands behind your back. Point your toes. Inhale, locust pose. Savasana. So see if you can lift your palms that are grasped behind you off your sit bones. Let your shoulder blades come together. Continue to breathe. Maybe spread your toes. See if you can get some air in between your toes. Exhale, lower yourself down. Turn your head to the left. Let your hands loose to your sides with palms facing upward. Let your right ear come down to the mat. Continue to breathe to yourself. Notice how you feel. Bring your chin back down to the mat and then turn to the right hand side. Your left ear comes to the mat. Continue to breathe. Good job. Bring your chin back to the mat. Bring your hands to your shoulders, right where you'd be in cobra pose, and push yourself up to a tabletop. Switch your feet now with your hip bones and come to a seat. I'm going to look for a block. I'm going to sit on a block. You're welcome to do that as well. The reason to sit on a block is to more easily be able to straighten your lower back. Oftentimes when I'm not on a block, my lower back is rounded to the backward side. You want it to try to be either completely flat or arched a little bit the opposite direction. So it would be concave to the back. Bring your hands in front of you. Make a circle with your index finger and your thumb. Bring one arm over the front of your head, front to back, and the other arm front to back. And we're doing this kriya. Kriyas don't really have a name, but begin to move your hands front to back on either side of your head. And now pay attention to a little bit different kind of thing. See if you can soften your gaze. Allow your eyes to just soften. It's kind of the opposite of when you're reading or using your eyeglasses to see something in the distance. Try to do nothing with your eyes, but maybe they're still slightly open. They're just soft. Let your movement with your arms increase in speed. If you know you have a shoulder injury, just don't do this or make your circles small. Definitely don't go fast. And then go ahead, put both hands down on your knees. Be still for a second. Just check in. Notice how you're feeling. Good job. Leave your left hand on your knee. Bring your right hand in front of your face with your palm facing toward you. Fold down your first two fingers. Your thumb and your ring finger still be upward. Cover your right nostril with your thumb and inhale through your nose. Switch your ring finger in the left nostril and exhale out your nose. Don't switch and inhale. Switch back to the thumb and exhale it all out. Don't switch and inhale. Switch back to the ring finger and exhale out your nose. Don't switch and inhale. Back to your thumb and exhale it all out. Don't switch and inhale. Switch your ring finger and exhale it all out. Don't switch and inhale. Switch back to your thumb and exhale it all out. Drop both hands back to your knees. Find stillness for a second. Just do another check-in. See if anything's different. Okay, awesome job. Roll yourself forward just a little bit so that you're on your knees, kind of in the tabletop pose. Bring your big toes to touch you, your knees wide. Reach your hands in front of you, child's pose. Your hips move down to your heel, hands reach far forward above your head. And then come to your breath. Follow your own breath. Notice your own speed of your breath, smoothness of your breath, the temperature of your skin. We'll get the microphone switched, and the next voice you hear will be Margot. Use this time to do just intentional breathing through your nose.
From your child's pose, we're going to glide forward. You are going to glide forward. I am going to glide forward into Sphinx. So forearms parallel to each other, elbows under shoulders. Don't hesitate about looking down and making adjustments. Just rock side to side. Maybe pick up one leg, make it a little longer. Pick up the other leg, make it a little longer. With an inhale breath, push your chest forward, lift your gaze. Take any compression out of your low back. So you may not be able to even see the middle part of your wall. Not to worry. Another inhale breath, fill up. And as you exhale, Sphinx roll up. So push into your forearms and your knees, they stay on the mat, and lift your torso away. Let your head glide down, maybe even tuck your chin, look back. Can you see your knees? And then roll down, thighs, hip pointers, belly, back to the floor, lift your gaze, inhale breath. Exhale, draw everything to the midline. So draw your ribs in, draw your belly in, and roll up into Sphinx roll up. Exhaling down. And once you're down, inhale to fill up. Exhale, one more Sphinx roll up. So contract, draw in. And let's pause here. Take an inhale breath, you're rolled up. And then exhale, thighs, hip pointers, belly down. Clasp your hands together and walk your elbows and forearms just a little bit closer together. Really supportive. Unweave your pinky fingers, giving you an even firmer footing for your hands. Tuck your toes and scooch forward. So scooch your knees towards your elbows. You're in a modified tabletop. Push into your toes, lift your hips away. You're in a short down dog. Step your feet forward a little bit. So you have forearms and feet on the floor. Gaze is down, head is down, gaze is towards your feet. This is dolphin pose. See what you can do with your breathing. Steady in cadence, steady in quality. If you like, pick up one foot at a time and reach it up. And then exchange your feet. Want to get more power and energy here? You can do this with more force, and you can even push off a little bit. That would be the entry to forearm stand, which we are not doing today. All right, everybody, knees down, uncurl your toes, sink your hips to your heels if it's comfortable. Bring your hands to find your feet, forehead down. Nice job. Release your hands. Come to your toes, push back through down dog. Find an exhale breath to move your feet to your hands. Looking down at your feet, we're getting ready for half lift, fingertips to your shins, flatten your spine. Exhale, forward fold, maybe touch the top of your feet. And then pushing into your feet, bent knees, arms overhead. Ta-da! Ardha Chandrasana, and then hands to your side, Tadasana. Turn your palms forward, lift your shoulders up towards your ears, roll them back and down. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, that sensation of gathering to the midline like we did in Sphinx roll up. Then inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fingertips down, step the left foot back behind you, warrior 2 feet. Guide your torso vertical. Big exhale breath here. Bent front leg, straight back leg, back toes angled a bit forward. Arms reach out parallel to the floor. Turn your gaze over your right hand. Big exhale breath here, steady here. Inner thighs work together to support you. Reach forward, palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach towards the back of the room. And then exhale, forearm to the top of your thigh, left arm reaching out over your ear. If you like, you can glide that forearm down the inside of your calf. And then inhaling, torso vertical, arms wide. Big exhale here, settle, warrior 2. Inhale, your arms overhead, straighten the front leg. And then exhale, bend into your front leg, hands down. Lift the back heel, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Touch the top of your feet. And then inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, hands towards center. Drop your hands. Inhale, arms up, Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. And then fingertips to support you. Exhale, step the right foot back. Warrior 2 feet. Your heels approximately intersect if you lay a line between them. Steady here. Bend deeply into your front leg, straight back leg, toes angled forward. Gaze over your left hand. Draw your belly in, draw your ribs in, that sensation we had in Sphinx roll up. Reach forward, palm up, fingertips to the ceiling and back, reverse warrior. Find your exhale breath, forearm to your thigh, or glide that forearm down the inside of your front shin. Right arm reaches out over your ear. An inhale breath to get your torso vertical. Reach your arms wide, parallel to the floor. Exhale here. Straighten the front leg, arms overhead. Inhale, fill up. And then exhale, fingertips down, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your side. If you have a block, have it near the top right of your mat. It's there for an option. And then fill up, arms overhead. If you like, try putting your hands together, index fingers to touch and pointing upwards, biceps right hugging into your ears. Just a different posture for your shoulders. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fingertips down, left foot back. Warrior 2 legs. Feel free to use your front thigh to help lift you up. Warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg, arms overhead. Look across your room. Exhale, bend into the front knee, bend deeply. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bend into that front knee deeply. Inhale, arms overhead. Stay here. Drop your left hand so it just lays on your left side. And then Bicep to ear, they're welded together. Lean forward. You have straight triangle legs, and eventually your left hand comes down. This is where you might wish for a block. Your right hand comes down. Right hand to your shin or a block. Release your left hand overhead, fingertips to the ceiling. Triangle pose. Push into the outer edge of your back foot. Push into the big toe round of your front foot. One more breath here. And then bend deeply into the front leg. So you've got warrior two legs. Bring your torso vertical, arms wide. Nice job. Hands down. Don't trip on your block. Maybe move it to the left. Step forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Clasp your hands behind you. Make a fist and then try to push your hands away from the back of your body. Draw your shoulder blades together. Chest expansion in a forward fold. Release your hands. Bend into your knees. Come all the way up, arms overhead. Look up. Try that hand clasp if you like. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms overhead. Try to keep all that length as you bow forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fingertips to support your front body. Step that right leg back. Come up first into warrior two. And then inhale, arms overhead, straight front leg. And exhale, bend into the front leg, warrior two. Inhale, arms overhead, legs in triangle. And exhale, bend. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straight legs, triangle legs, arms overhead. Drop the right arm down your side. Left arm welded to your ear. Lean forward. Headed towards triangle. That left arm falls away to a block or your shin. Right arm reaches overhead. Put your mind's attention to your ribs. See if you can turn them just a fraction more up to the side and up. And you're doing this all while your attention is devoted to your breathing. One more breath cycle here. Bend deeply into your front leg, then rotate your torso up, vertical, arms out, warrior two. Exhale, breath, settle here. Inhale to fill up, fingertips down, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Push into your feet, arms come overhead. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Push them firmly together. Push those shoulders flat back. Drop your hands. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fingertips down, left foot back. Block at the right upper corner of your mat. Come up into warrior two. Guide yourself into extended side angle. Right forearm to the top of the right thigh, left arm overhead. Move your left arm to your side or your hip. Step the back foot in. Release the right arm to the block. Stand into your right leg. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Balancing posture. Spine crunching, uncrunching. It's an uncrunching I hear in my spine. So devotion to your steady breathing. Attention to your straight, strong back leg, the lifted leg, really influential. a soft gaze, that gaze without really seeing, someplace steady that you've chosen. One more breath cycle here. Admire all the adjustments your body makes, and then bend into that front knee, touch down gently in the back. It will be a short warrior two stance, arms out. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back this time. Push back into down dog. Put both your knees down. They could be wide or together. Sink into child's pose. Long spine. Come out of child's pose. Push back into down dog. Lift the left leg. And as you exhale, left foot between your hands, tap down the right foot. Negotiate with your block so it's ready for you at the top left corner of your mat. Warrior two. We'll go straight into extended side angle. Lean forward. It's a side bend. Right arm out over your ear. And then release your right hand to your hip. Release your left arm off of your thigh, step forward a little bit, and then step like you mean it into your left leg. Fingertips to the floor or a block under your shoulder. Ardha Chandrasana, standing on the left leg, powerful. Muscle hugs to bone from your ankle, your shin, your calf, your quads, your glutes, and then lift that left leg. On the lefted leg, flex your toes towards your shin. If you like, you can release your right hand from your hip, up overhead. One more breath. And then gently bend deeply, front leg, gently touch back foot down, a short warrior two. Come to the top of your mat, just step forward. Nice job. Okay, switch the blocks. We're doing Ardha Chandrasana again, each side. Simply step back. So look down at your front foot, step the left foot back, bend into your front leg, stand on it, reach for your block or the floor. It's a side bend. You're not rolling into this. Strong back leg. And wash away all the fussy instructions. Just notice your breathing. Bend your front leg, touch down in the back. Short warrior two, arms out, and then step to the top of your mat. Shift your block if you've been using one, top left corner. Step the right foot back. Start in warrior two. And then you're going to stand into that front left leg, step the back foot forward, and then lift it off. Straight and strong back leg. Fingertips down. Steady your gaze. Bend deeply into the front foot, step forward, find yourself standing Tadasana. Palms forward, shoulder blades reaching towards each other. Inhale your arms overhead. Step your feet wide, so just your heels are on the edge of the mat. And bring your hands to prayer. Sink your hips. Pause wherever it feels best for you. If you like, Come all the way down so that your upper arms, your elbows and your upper arms are just inside your thighs. Squeeze your thighs into your upper arms and push your upper arms into your thighs. You're very compact. And then with your fingertips holding the top of your mat, stand up. You're going to do that all again. Exhale. Press your palms together, that powerful prayer pose. Sink your hips. Elbows are finding their way towards your inner thighs, and then thighs press, upper arms push away. Release, come down to a seat. For me, that is always a rock. With the feet on the mat, like tap the mat, feet flat on the mat, hands out. Try lifting your feet off the mat. Engage your core. You can press your inner thighs together, your knees together, and then put your feet down again. Hold your shins. Guide your spine to length. Release your hands from your shins and roll all the way down onto your back. So Ned promised you we would end in Savasana, and I promise you we will get there. Step your feet wide so you feel the edge of your mat, and push up into a wide-footed bridge. Hip pointers rise high, and then exhale down. Inhale, push into your feet, wide-footed bridge. And exhale down. If you've received the guidance as you push into your feet, wide-footed bridge, not to engage your glutes and bridge, throw that idea overboard. Engage everything. Engage your hamstrings and your glutes, and you're breathing steadily, and even draw your shoulder blades towards each other. Push into the back of your head. Exhale down. Draw your knees into your chest and roll to the right. A very simple supine twist. Right hand to the top of your left thigh. You can push your fist down your IT band if you wish. And then left arm reaches wide. Gaze turns left. Roll back to center. Wide-footed, one short bridge, just to make sure your spine is straight, and then draw your knees towards your chest, roll over onto the left-hand side. Left hand on top of the right thigh, use your knuckles to go down your IT band if that feels good in your body. Gaze to the right, right arm outstretched. Roll back to center. A short bridge, put your feet anywhere you like, just to straighten out your spine. And then lay your legs down. Find the outer edges of your mat, let your feet flop wide. Hands at your side, palms up. Push into your elbows or your upper arms, tuck your shoulder blades together. Yawn your jaw open. Soften your face, let your eyeballs be heavy. Follow your breath, or let all your attention dissolve. When you feel ready, fill up with a big inhale breath. Big open mouth exhale breath. Arms overhead, length between your toes and your fingertips. Roll your wrist and ankle joints, point and flex, make a fist, make a really broad palm with your hands. And roll over onto one side or the other. You get to choose what feels comfortable or accessible. Push yourself up to a seat. Palms together. Feel the texture and the temperature of your hands. Thumbs into your sternum. Inhale your thumbs to your forehead, press into it. Thanks for joining us at Friends Yoga today. Namaste.